So I've been praying for my husband Armando for 21 years, and just was waiting patiently on the Lord to answer my prayers. Without asking the Lord as your Savior, you're lost until you find that. He was Catholic. I was Baptist. I grew up in a Baptist church all my life. He was not an active Catholic, but his parents were very Catholic. I always knew that I needed to find someone who I knew I would spend eternity with. God knew what he was going to do, and he knew what he was going to do. And all I had to do was ask and trust in him that he was going to give him the heart to feel him. There was plenty of times when I didn't know if he was going to answer me. And I just felt like maybe it's just not going to happen. And I hate to even admit it, but sometimes is God even going to answer me? Am I worthy to be answered of this prayer? His mom passed away last November, which is very, very traumatic for him. He felt that he was called by God to be the one to start praying for the family, because that's what his mom used to do. She was the one who would pray for everyone. So we reached out to a friend of ours and said, hey, we're looking for a church that does, both English and Spanish. And he said, we've got to try Rush Creek. They've got the best church ever. You just got to go there. So we got the information and we came the first Sunday, and we met with the wonderful pastor, and he was just so touched by the Spirit just being here. So we came to night of worship, and we met with the pastor, and he talked to my husband and asked him, after we had prayed all night long, asked him, have you accepted the Lord? And my husband said, oh no, I'm Catholic. We don't do that. And he said, well, I didn't ask you what religion you were. I asked you if you've accepted the Lord. And he said, well, no, I guess I haven't. Pastor went and explained everything to him, talked a little more in depth. And that night he accepted the Lord. And it was the most great feeling in the world. I mean, that's just the best feeling ever, to know that now I knew where my husband was going to be, right there with me. It's a whole different world for us. We just trust in God for everything and pray about everything. And before that was not it would be me doing oh, I've got to pray, that this is going to happen. And he'd be like, okay, And so now it's hey, this is a situation that we've encountered, and what are we going to do? And he's like, we're going to pray. Now it's coming from him to just continue praying, because God, he just never stops answering us, and sometimes it's not when we want it to happen, and it's not going to be an immediate answer. Sometimes it'll be years, in my case, 21 years. That's a long time, but you just have to keep going. You just have to keep asking, trusting in him. Never give up. God is always going to listen to us. He's always going to hear us. All we have to do is be patient and wait on him.